Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the Spinnin Academy 2023 ADE. Today we're going to have a few masterclasses right here to teach you everything about Spinnin Records, about the dance industry, about the power ladies in the band dance industry. But right now we're going to kick it off with the big boys in the business. We're going to do a Q&A with Spinnin A&R. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chris Addy, Jorn Heringa, Marco Kobesse, Ortsi Arbinaga, nice name, and RJ Voorbraak. And we got a special guest joining us right now, the one and only Lumix. So how does this work? The questions are all on you. You can ask them anything you want. These are the guys that know the industry, I think, the best. So if you have any questions, raise your hands. I got a nice cube, and you can ask your questions. If you don't have any questions, I will do the questions, and they hate me, so it's not going to be nice questions. First questions, please raise your hand.
All right. Yeah, so...
You can talk in the mic.
Oh, whoa, okay,
nice.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, I'm just going to hold this all day. So,
Looks
guys...
good on you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yes. So my name is Dr. Victor, DJ producer from Iceland, and also a medical doctor. So I'm thinking, what are the top 5 things you look for in a new artist?
All right, I think that question is
Or top 3, maybe. Let's make it more simple.
Okay, if everybody can do like one.
Top 3, yeah, it's
yeah, it's on, I think.
Is it on? No.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah? Do you hear me? Okay. Be original. What do we... Yeah. What else? I think the most important is just make something different than everybody else does. Don't make a track which is already in the charts. Be a little bit more upfront, and I think that's very important. But also try to look a little bit different. So yeah, be original. I think that's the most important. Always think a little bit ahead. That's the biggest
step.
Then
how are you going to be original in a time where everything is like maybe already there?
No, I don't think that's true. You can always change your sounds and do something just slightly different. I think one big tip where you need to be careful with is doing something completely different because people will not understand. But there's always a trend. There are multiple trends, and you can always pick certain trends or styles from those trends and combine them with your own sound. And I think that's the way how you create something new, because everybody's original, everybody's making their own stuff. And I think that's the way how you can be a little bit different than the rest.
Cool. Anybody else, any tips? Oh, wow. Was it late last night, guys?
You can give you the artist point of view if you want.
Yeah, Lumix.
I don't know what
How did you start?
looking for, but I can tell you what I would be looking for if I would see like a young up-and-coming, or maybe not young, but upcoming artist. Like what he said is very like unspecific, sorry, Jorn, but I know what you mean, because like you need to try something else, but you need to have your own style. Like what I did was I took a trend that already existed and I just did my own production on it, so it's like unique in a way, and it's defining me. So I did Monster, the big song, okay, and then people started doing the same stuff. So I was the trendsetter of a trend that now is slap house, Melbourne bounce, however you want to call it. So what I would do if you produce as well is just find something that you really like to do, because that's where you're the best at, and it's gonna be original anyways. And then just don't try to like follow the trend, as he said, like to do, okay, everyone is doing slap house, I'll just try to recreate the exact same bass line. Don't do that. Do slap house with your own bass line. You know what I mean? That's gonna make you stand out.
Good question. Anybody else a question right now?
Anybody wants the box?
Oh, yeah, we got them.
Just throw it?
Yeah, you can throw them. Ooh, nice catch.
Hey guys, good morning. This is Max from Winning Team. I wanted to ask, are you more into signing tracks and artists by track, or are you more into working with an artist like on long term, like developing an artist?
I think that's a good one for Marco.
Marco is head of development.
No, well, I personally rather have an artist building with 3 or 5 records, because then you can some of these guys are looking for top lines, and when you can send over a sheet or pitch to a publisher asking for, I want to have 3 or 5 songs, then you can build something. And a one-off is always cool, but then if the performance of the record or it's not as we all hope for, then they are gone, and then you don't have a chance to work on a follow-up record. And sometimes the follow-up record at another label is the big one, which we could also have. So personally for me, it's more investing in an artist and getting more engagement with the artist is personally what I like. But it's also a decision of the artist what they want, because a lot of artists want to hop from label to label and see where they can get the best results or the best engagement with. And
Can I add something to that?
Yep.
I think for us it's super important. Like all the big artists we worked in the past, starting with Sander Van Doorn, Afrojack, you name them, Garrix. It started as young producers, and we were developing them, giving tips, and work them to a certain level, because that's the way how to go, because you learn each other, you know how the artist is working, you can give them the right tips. But also we do investments in these kind of guys, so we put in a lot of time, and that's very important. And it doesn't make sense for us to just put a lot of time and effort in a starting artist, and the next one is already on another label. It's a business, of course. Besides that, all the DSPs, so all the portals, are also asking for narratives. They don't like that everybody's just throwing records in the air and everybody is pushing it. Portals really like to hear, okay, what's this single, what's after that single, and what's after. So what's the story about this artist? So it comes from 2 ways. For a record company, it's very important to get commitment, and it's much nicer to, hey, we're starting this journey and look after a couple of years where we are. But also for a DSP, they really like to hear the story around an artist, and not just, oh, here's a single and there's another label already throwing around another single.
All right, good answer. Do we have a next question, guys? And I swear you don't want to ask me the question, so... All right, we're going into that next one. We got the world's biggest demo drop here. You guys are going to be here all day. So you're saying we want to hear more tracks, but on a demo drop, you hear 1 track, and what happens next? If you go like, oh, we like it, do you want more tracks, or do you want to have like a meeting with somebody, or how does that work? Can you please explain that to us?
Yeah, we always need to hear multiple tracks, songs. Sometimes you hear something in one song and that needs to be worked out better. So it depends, but there's always a follow-up meeting. There's always music going back and forth, and at some point we make a deal as well, which is important.
So deals are made, maybe even on point here, like, all right, this is what I want, or do you get a follow-up that takes like months or whatever?
No, not months, but it takes a while.
All right. Another thing, like social medias are really big. I know we talked about it last year as well. Do you like scan TikTok or stuff like for unreleased tracks or
every day?
Every day. So for an artist, it's also good to post maybe even your demo or your song on TikTok.
I mean, we just spoke about standing out. It's a good way to stand out. It's a very easy platform to get your music heard.
So that became a big part for you guys, social media. Like
I think a big tip for everybody in this room: post everything on SoundCloud, YouTube, TikTok, because that's where the audience in the end is deciding. A big example, Lumix's record, and that's the way how we discovered it. That was a record which was buzzing on YouTube. I think it was 6 or 7 years ago, or 4 years. I don't remember. Anyway, but he put his record on YouTube, and that record got shitloads of views, and then it got on our radars, and we were like, hey, that's a fantastic record. But that's simply because it was performing super hard on YouTube. Somebody else wants to add something?
I want to hear Ortzi about it, because he's like new in the crew. You got a lot of experience before you sleep. I know it was late last night. Come on. So when you wake up in the morning, you go like open your computer and you go like scanning. How does it work?
Yeah, guys, we're like all over the platforms every day. We have some special softwares that are also like helping us to discover tracks that are performing really well. So I just had a conversation with someone outside. He said like, hey, I'm a funk producer, or a manager of a funk producer. So he said like, hey, what advices can you give me for my producer? I said like, well, funk especially is a style that is doing so well on social media. So you have to start there, because if you're aiming to sign on the biggest record label in the world for an upcoming producer, that can be hard. So if you try posting on social media, and then the fans or just the family or just people around that producer, hey, this is cool. They start using the audio, and then at some point we get to get it on our radar. So we're always chasing records that are doing really well. It can be just short ideas. It doesn't have to be the full record. But then as long as we find a cool idea, then we get in contact with the producers.
Okay, I understand that. But if you have, like me, I only have 5 followers on Instagram or 6 followers on YouTube.
But that's the interesting part.
How does it work then? How does it come to you guys?
I think that's what amazes us the most, I think, because we find trending records that are made for producers, by producers, that are really small. Like, really, it happens every day.
In the end, the audience decides.
Yeah, exactly.
You put something on a platform, and the record can just explode, and they're going to share it. And as soon as it's starting to become, when it goes viral, we get those alarm bells in our data trackers, like, hey, this is moving.
So it's possible, just with like 5 followers like I have,
100%.
Get your track at your radar.
Absolutely, it's all about the music, and if there's somebody who likes it and he's sharing it, and then somebody else loves it as well, and it can go viral.
Then it can explode. Yeah, because TikTok is like the new platform for that.
Rhythm is completely different than Reels comparing those platforms. So TikTok is the one that is like pushing like the most random things ever. And a lot of audience get to hear that.
All right. Any questions in the room?
Can I add something?
Yes, of course.
I mean, you can, like we say, things go viral. Obviously, it's very hard out of nothing. But people can also buy ads, on social media platform to help that. I see a lot of people, that put out bootlegs, and they just run ads on Instagram to get it more visible. So it's maybe not the sexy part, but it does help.
Yeah. And your personal question. So I got it out to you guys, but there's a vocal on it. It's not been cleared. It's like maybe even a vocal that's not even possible to clear.
I think the biggest example is the Kesso record with Prada.
Yeah.
That's a great example. Or a couple of years ago, the Imanbek record with the St. John record. It was just a bootleg. A guy, a dance producer, making a new version out of a hip-hop record, and it exploded. Lumix, he used a sample as well.
Yeah. So you guys help then in the next process? You help.
Yeah, do it a little bit more creative than just a bootleg. I think just putting on beats. Yeah, do something creative with it. A simple bootleg might not be the trick, but a creative reproduction or just a new mix, a remix out of it. Yeah, the latest example, the Prada record. It's massive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Southstar last year, exactly. Yeah.
All right, next one. Anybody questions? Come on, guys. It's morning, I know. I hope everybody had coffee. Oh, yeah, we got a question here. Where's the cube? Oh, there it is. Yeah, throw it over. Hey.
Hi. Would you advise to first put your songs on your own social media platforms or immediately go to a label or something, or first start self?
Before you answer, what's your name and where you're from?
Yeah.
What's your name and where you're
Milou.
from?
I'm sorry, Milou. I'm from Utrecht.
Oh, Utrecht.
Utrecht.
Nice city. I live nearby as well. No, put it on your own socials. Yeah.
And then afterwards,
build your own socials. Just work on it. It's very important.
Okay.
And then in the next one, if you don't have a big socials, is it not interesting for you guys, or is how does that work?
No, it doesn't matter. It's all about the sound, and you just need to have a little bit of luck, of course. But you need to start somewhere, and that's the same. With making music. Yeah, you need to become bigger and bigger and be active on it, and then grow your audience. That's the way to go.
And also send it to a label, the same track, or first socials, or both.
If you're really confident about the record and you test it out a little bit with friends around you and honest friends, because a lot of them, fantastic record. But if you feel really secure, do it. Otherwise, wait for it a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Good question.
Anybody something to add?
I think that like the way that producers have been sending the demos to the labels or like releasing music has changed a lot in the last, especially I will say 4 years. So before I was a DJ and producer myself, and in that time I was making a song, and there was no way that I was going to post that on social media because like no, other producers are going to copy my stuff. So yeah, of course I'm not going to do that. I'm going to send it to record labels directly. But now it's actually, I wouldn't say it like the other way around, but it just have half and half. So what I mean is, it's interesting for us as A&Rs to hear the story about the demo that you're sending. So if you're posting your demo or your production on social media and it's getting some attraction, that's a cool story for us. So if you go to me, hey, Orsi, I produced this demo, you know, I get, I don't know, 1,000 comments, or it got viral here, or it got picked by the algorithms of I don't know what. That's interesting, you know. It's, hey, actually people are liking this song already, and it's not out yet. So we have signed many records in that way. So my advice is, you know, don't feel afraid and just post it. And it's the same thing that many DJs are doing nowadays. They just go to the shows, play the music, you know, play IDs, and then they, you know, see the reaction, and they post it on social media later, and then people get crazy. Hey, what is the second record that you play? Exactly. You create that hype, and that's a cool story for us, the record label. So yeah, just don't feel like afraid and just go for it.
How many of you guys are like producers here? Okay, well, I thought so. You know, like when you just finish a demo and like you produce something and you know it's cool or it's interesting, you should use that excitement and not overthink it. Like I did overthink it a lot of times. Like, should I post this? Is this good? Is this not good? Let the people be the judge and just go out with it, because the more you post it, as the guys already mentioned, the more it has a chance to go viral. And if you have a video of a cat running against the wall having like millions of views, why shouldn't your remix get millions of views? Like, there's no point in saying maybe I'll wait for the next song, the next one I'll post it, the next one. There's no point in waiting, so just go for it. It's gonna be good. People are gonna appreciate it.
Okay, then I have a question for you as an artist. So the first one, everybody goes, nah, it's nothing, it's shit. How do you stay motivated?
Well, if you do it with passion, like for yourself, you should not do it for someone else in the beginning. Like if you want to do music to be cool, to be the cool guy, to get the girls, it's not the right motivation. I mean, a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
So if you like just enjoy Saturday night at home in the studio, like, okay, I'll just do drum and bass or dubstep tonight because it's fun, then you're not going to give up anyways. And people are going to recognize that, like the mindset. Like if you're like serious, if you want to do it,
They're gonna be like, they're
gonna take you serious.
Yeah, they can hear the passion.
When I started, they were like in school, like they were, DJ. And now they're coming here trying to be like, oh, can I pay you a drink? I want the part of this. And I'm like, dude, I remember you were the one that like made fun of me. How are you doing now? What are you doing now? And it's like,
yeah. So stay true to your passion. Even if somebody else doesn't like it, stay true to your passion and keep on going. Yeah. And in the end, yeah, you're only doing it for yourself, because in the beginning, it's your passion, it's your music, it's your love. And hopefully, in the end, everybody will see it and everybody will hear it. Any questions left? Oh, yeah. Throw the ball, please. Oh, cube.
What's up?
It's the
Iceland, so guys, I'm wondering now, I'm a pretty positive guy from Iceland, and I'm gonna stay positive that something happens today. What would be the next steps for a guy coming from Iceland? Like, let's say you like my track, okay, then we have a conversation back and forth, and what would be the next steps in the journey?
Yeah, Chris, let us hear it.
Definitely getting the right music to us. You know, as Jorn touched on earlier, it's about telling a story, and music is the biggest part of that story. So having a number of tracks that we can listen to and see where your sound is, and try and highlight something that runs through, that's original, that's yours, that can be identified as you as an artist, that would be really important in the progression of an artist, for sure.
And I'm thinking, like, the next steps, if you would like those tracks, what would then be the next steps further on? Like, would there be a conversation for months, and then you would sign one track, and then it would...
if we're really excited about the record, then we will connect. We will have a phone call and see, hey, what else can we do? Can we start with a couple of singles and step into a journey together? And that's what we try to do all the time. Like, okay, trying to start that journey together for a longer time. So work on a couple of singles, having those A&R conversations all the time. We're gonna see what are your short-term goals, your long-term goals. What do you want to reach, and what can we reach together? And where can we help? Do we need to help you with sample ideas? Do we need to help you with mixing? Do we need to send you top lines, etc., etc.? That's real A&R for us. We're not a company like, okay, here's this record, and we just sign everything. No, we try to add something because we've got the knowledge, what works in the market, and you are the producers, and we can help you with creating those productions even better. We also have internal producers in-house who can help you with mixing, give you mastering tips. So we're a sort of college as well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but to set things straight...
academy, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But to set things straight, because I think a lot of people overjudge you guys that you push an artist into a certain direction because it works. I don't think you guys do that. But as an artist, how much freedom do you have when you're signed? And you said you're going to give tips, but maybe Lumix is it just like tips, or you like push somebody in the right direction? How does it work?
So I was very young when I came to Spinnin, and I was asking myself the same question. So what am I doing now? Are they going to do everything? Do I even have to? And I had to figure out that it's not like, the bad label is how you hear it. No, it's just like a family, especially with these guys. Love you guys. We've been working a long time. But like the point is, like, I get an idea. I'm the artist. I develop my stuff, and they're just like the parents, guiding me, helping me, and that's so important because being an artist, you're sometimes all over the place with your mind. You don't know what to do. The next step. What's going to be the next step? And with people with experience, you can just go there and like, hey, that's my concern. What do you recommend? And then he's going to give you two options. You could either do this or do that. Out of my experience, I would do this. But it's your choice. So it's never forced. It's never anything like, you have to do this record, or like stuff that people talk around that's never happened, and I guess will never happen.
No, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah, and I want to add something. That's what I always say to an artist. In the end, you need to perform. And if you don't like the record...
It doesn't work now.
It doesn't work because you're like... shit. No, you need to jump like excitement. That's so super, super important. And the crowd will see it directly. Okay, he's not excited about his own record. And then you have a flop record.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in it, why should anyone else?
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
It's definitely a collaborative effort as well, because an artist will obviously work to their strengths and the label works to the strengths that we have, in all the different ways that we can help push the record, use our contacts and stuff like that. But, it definitely comes from the artist, the direction that they're going in, for sure.
Maybe a stupid question also for Lumix, but there's no stupid question. Does everything get released what you make? Or are they also like, no, we're not releasing this one? Does everything you make, all your projects, is it going to be released?
Obviously no, but there was a song that I was specially attached to. Jorn was like.
Oh, we got so mad.
No, that's the point now. That's the point now. Like his let's say. He was like advising not to do it because it wasn't a very smart song in my timeline, like with my other releases. But that will like proves what I said before. I wanted to do it, so it's like, okay, if you want to do it, if you believe in it, we have so much trust that it's gonna be fine, and it was fine. So
then you are a team, right?
That's my like. I know his experience, but.
Hey, and maybe I was wrong. I'm not all.
No, that's exactly. But then you have like mutual respect. You have respect for the artist, and you have respect for the label, and then it works because then you're a team, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you need to test things as well.
Yeah. Any questions from you guys?
Sure. Also, if I can add,
yeah, of course.
Like a label doesn't do wonders. We always enlarge what the artist already does. So it's not that we push a button and you're on all the playlists. It's fucking hard work to get there from the artist, and we help and assist and facilitate, and we have our network, but it's always a collaborative effort. So
good question. We got a question here.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, since we also run our own label by our band, and I know that life of label owner or an A&R is all about like ups and downs. You have your success stories, and then sometimes you don't. The track doesn't make it. I would love to hear like what are your some kind of memories or best moments or stories when you have like succeeded with a bit of surprise that you haven't really thought that this would make it, and this was a good moment.
Only highlights. I think what was really funny to see a couple of years ago, we dropped an EP from Sam Veld, and track number 5 on the EP was called Post Malone. And we dropped the EP, and a couple of days later we're like, what the fuck is happening with that Post Malone record? Track 5 on the EP. And normally that's the worst performing track on an EP. And it was just taking off. What was the reason? People were browsing on Post Malone on Spotify, and what was popping up? Sam's record, and it was a really good record as well. And yeah, that record became like super big, and that was just super funny to see. But sometimes also records where you don't expect to become like really big super hits, they became smashes. And records where you think, okay, we've got a world hit in our hands, they flop completely. Yeah. But yeah, most of the time there's a sort of gut feeling, okay, this can be a big one, but you never know.
No. But then again, it's still a teamwork, so if it not goes right, we'll go on to the next one and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. With Martin Garrix, for example, everybody said afterwards, oh, when I heard that record, I knew it's going to be a worldwide smash. And we always said, yeah, we thought we had a top 10 record on Beatport. And you simply can't predict it becomes so big. Same with Chesto the Business and a couple of those.
But again, that makes the industry like creative and like still like a challenge every day to
you need that challenges.
Yeah, you need
if you can predict everything, it's not challenging.
Yeah, it's going to be boring.
Yeah.
Any more questions for you guys? Oh yeah, we got. Can you throw the cube?
Here.
Great. Please state your name and where you're from.
Hello, my name is Arem and I'm from Turkey. My question is about the artificial intelligence. So, as you know, with the help of AI, we all extrude some vocal stems from the tracks, and we're producing so much things with the help of artificial intelligence. So, according to your experiences, I'm really curious about your predictions, like the future of dance music with the help of AI.
So I just recently found a website. It's called Lala Vocals something, where you can put in your own voice and it like artificially changes it to something else. And for me, that I'm not a singer but a songwriter, and I hate my own voice. It's like amazing, like production-wise, because you can just sing something, put a little auto-tune on it, so it's like somewhat in tune. You put it in that website and you get like a full-on vocal out of it. And you can do dubs and backing vocals and gang vocals. And you have like as if you would have worked with a singer. So I feel like AI is going to be helping. It's not going to destroy the industry. A lot of people think that AI is going to substitute producers and creativity, but I don't feel like that's going to happen. It's more like if you're able to use it the right way, which is very hard actually because you have many possibilities, you can make amazing things as just one guy, like as a bedroom producer. Like if I think back when I was like 15, 16 in my small studio and I would have been able to do all the stuff I can do now with AI, I would have been way faster on the way than I've been now. Like I feel it's a cool tool and you should absolutely try and experiment around, but don't overthink it, don't overdo it. Yeah.
All right, good question. We're almost at the end. Last question. Does anybody have a last question, or I will do the last question? All right, two things, guys. One thing for Chris as well, maybe. What are the trends at the moment right now? What do you hear? What do you see?
The trend's definitely faster BPMs at the moment.
All right.
We've seen that over the last 6 to 8 months. Towards the beginning of the summer with tracks from Calvin Harris and stuff like that, you could see that. I definitely noticed a change in the demos that we were receiving that went from sounding like Fred again to sounding like trance. So
yeah.
You could.
All right. Next one, we have the big demo drop here, the world biggest demo drop. You guys gonna hear a lot of tracks. What are for everybody? So one at each other. What are tips that you already know that is happening in a track, like bass line kicks? What do you want to give like tips
There's
before you
one
do the thing?
tip that I want to share with everyone, because sometimes we see records popping up in our system, and we literally can't find any contact details. Not on YouTube, Instagram, nowhere.
Oh, that's
so
a good one,
how do you want us to get in contact? And it happens so many times. It's insane. So first step, put it on all your social media. I don't know where. Just put it somewhere, because or on Spotify in your I don't know. So that's part one, and be original. I think that's always think a couple of months ahead of what's going on right now, and But if we can't find you and we don't know how to, we can send a DM on Instagram, and then it ends up in a lot of requests that's already in there, and then maybe 3 months later you see, hey, who's this guy?
Yeah.
So
it's the guy with the green trousers from Spinnin. Yeah. All right, I want to thank these guys, ladies and gentlemen: Lumix, Jorn Heringa, RJ Voorbraak, Marco Cabusse, Chris Addy, and Ort C.